Hey everyone, how's it going? Hey Emily, thanks for
Hey.
joining us today. I just wanted to chat a little bit about what Pam and I are trying to do. We're having a bad art night virtually, and we've been just reaching out to people to see what's been inspiring them while they've been in quarantine and being locked up. And since you are the owner of Indigo Hippo, which has all kinds of cool art supplies, and we're trying to get people to make something to do something creative while they're at home, we wanted to reach out to you to see if you could give some people some insight into the things that they might have laying around their house that they could use for our project. But I also hear you just were on Instagram Live at the OTR Chamber
Yeah,
doing something that like plays right into what we're trying to do. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you got going on there?
absolutely. So, like you said, I run and manage Indigo Hippo. And if you don't know what that is, we are basically a thrift store for art supplies over on Main Street in OTR. So, this is a really good moment for creative reuse because it's all about using the things you have around you, keeping them from being thrown away, or if they are kind of in your recycling bin or your trash, finding a new way to give them a second life. And so kind of how I've been staying inspired as I've been kind of cooped up in my house today, and just lately, I kind of went for a dig through the recycling bin and pulled out all sorts of fun, who likes pierogies,
Awesome.
some mac and cheese, some good containers,
Yummy.
and
Amazing.
and styrofoam, and some like aluminum foil and stuff. So really basic things that you might just have in your recycling bin or your trash can, jar lids, things like that. And
Definitely.
so I went ahead and made kind of what I like to call, the light is a little weird, but I call these like material mosaics. So just kind of experimenting with materials, kind of focusing on
Mhm.
that tactile experience of just playing around with what you have around you, seeing what kind of interesting textures and patterns you can make and what kind of new life you can bring to materials. So that's a little bit
Mhm.
about what I've been
Yeah,
doing
those
lately.
are awesome.
Yeah, it is
Absolutely.
beautiful.
Yeah, all sorts of fun stuff. So we got like newspaper in here. This little bit I made with, where'd it go? I just broke off some of that puffy styrofoam. The light's pretty
Mhm.
Yeah,
rough
it's
here, but
cool.
you
Yeah,
can
you can
see it.
see it for sure.
So that, stamped right there. And what I love about creative reuse materials
Oh.
is you get patterns and textures you never would be able to buy in a store. Like I can't go into Michael's and get a stamp that'll make that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right.
definitely.
And then one of my favorite things is just how can I transform a material so that you don't necessarily know that it was, the cardboard
What
from
it
a
was
food
before.
container
Yeah.
or something
Right.
like that.
Right.
So there's so much you can do with really simple stuff you have around you, and you don't need a lot.
Yeah, and you never left your house to find any of these things. They were all the things
Nope.
that you were already using, which is
Right.
Yep.
exactly what we want people to
Yeah.
do.
And I use a couple extra things, but they're really simple things. Like I just had a couple colored pencils. I use some basic like craft acrylic. So nothing
Sweet.
super fancy. You don't need high-end art supplies to make really awesome art. And this is much more about just the process of touching
Mhm.
materials and playing, and you don't have to get it right. There is no right, which is kind of in line with
Right.
Bad Art Night. It's like
Right.
we're all
Exactly.
creative. We all have good ideas, and like let the material kind of guide you as you go. So that's kind of the idea behind it.
That's perfect.
That's
Hey, Pam, we got a
amazing.
hashtag, right? Why don't you tell them about the
Oh,
hashtag so
yeah,
that
yeah.
Emily can post her art for that?
Okay, please do. Yeah, right. So when everyone on virtual bad art night on April 22nd at 7 p.m., when everyone starts making their art, they have 48 hours to go ahead and post it on our Instagram, Bad Art Night or Virtual Bad Art Night.
Yeah, Bad Art Virtual Night. Yep.
Okay, and we'll write that down to make sure everybody gets it. And our hashtag is capital U, inspire us all. And Emily,
Mhm.
what you do at Indigo Hippo is always been inspirational. And the idea of taking things that other would end up in a landfill, or being able to have supplies for people that might not be able to afford art supplies. It's been brilliant, and you've done it for years. And what is happening in the Cincinnati area and in our region that has been inspiring to you personally at this?
Ooh. Especially lately, I've been so impressed by the creativity and kind of all the rules going out the window with so many organizations and the willingness to collaborate, and focus on getting um, either materials to people who need them. It doesn't necessarily have to be art materials, but just like really supporting each other. I think that has been the most inspiring thing lately. I've just seen some walls come down and people be really willing and excited and genuine in their desire to help each other.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today, Emily. I
Thanks for
really
having
appreciate
me.
it. Hopefully you can come on April 22nd and join us there as well and show us all your cool